Hey everybody, Trainer Joe here bringing you something fresh. Today I want to talk to you about something that has probably happened to you. I don't know anybody that it hasn't happened to on some level, but they lost weight and they gained it back, gained all my weight back. It's interesting when I hear people say that because I've had people come to me and say, I need to lose. One guy, he's like, I need to lose 90 pounds. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. He said, now last time when I lost 90 pounds, and I was like, what the heck you talking about? Last time. And I said, well, this needs to be the last time. Why would you go through that and gain it back? And then I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? When you think about it, that probably shouldn't be a great mystery. Because what did this guy do to gain 90 pounds? All he really did was he lived a lifestyle. If this is the 90-pound overweight lifestyle, that's what he lived. He lived it long enough to gain 90 pounds. Then he goes on a diet, whatever you want to call it, and he loses the weight. And here he is now. Do you know how you stay there? You just keep doing that. But he went back. And then we're surprised, like, what happened? And we explain why we went back to this lifestyle. Well, I had stress. I get so tired of hearing that, and I don't mean to be harsh, because we all have our excuses why we go back to things we shouldn't go back to. But we've got to see, no mystery, you're living it. You live that lifestyle. We wonder what happened, and we want to, we make excuses for it. So let's not be surprised you went back. It's kind of like if you were making $100,000 a year, right? But you were living like you were making $200,000 a year, and we're surprised we're in debt. And finally, we get on the budget, we go through the Dave Ramsey course, whatever you did, and you get back to here, and you're living good again, and you've got money, you're saving it, you're living within your means, and then suddenly you're in debt again. You know what happened? You went back. We go back. No big surprise there. I have a suggestion, because in our culture, this is so common, and we're like, what am I going to have to do? What am I going to have to do? I want to make a suggestion to you. Not everybody's going to like it. But what I have found in my groups, our current group, our January group has 199 people in it. Probably 175 of them would profess that they are Christians. We just get a high percentage of that. It's fine. We want everybody in our groups, regardless your background, regardless your beliefs. But most of them tend to be Christians. And what I want to encourage the Christians, or even if you're not a Christian, what I would encourage you to do to keep the weight off is act like a Christian. Live like a Christian. And here's what I mean by that. There are verses in Scripture, and as a believer, you become this like a disciple, a follower of the teachings of Jesus. And if you look at verses like in Mark 8, it says, for Christians, it says, deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me. Follow me. And when we look at following Christ, he had a life where he went through difficulty and he suffered, and he didn't just do what he wanted. He did what was right. Anyway, when it comes to hard things in life, people that are Christ followers, they get it. Man, I'm going through a really tough relationship issue, or a divorce, or a sick spouse or child, or my job is I'm losing my job, and they realize I've got to look to God in this, and I've got to trust that he's going to get me through this. And we get it in the big things. But when it comes to dessert or an extra cookie, we don't have the tendency to think Scripture or think, what does a Christian do in this situation? Like, deny myself. We understand denying ourselves drugs, cocaine. Okay, deny yourself those things that are bad. We understand that. But we don't tend to apply it to these smaller things that end up being really big. You're 50 pounds overweight. That's not a small thing. Why don't you apply things like Philippians 4:11? It says, Paul says, I have learned in whatever circumstance I am to be content. I have learned that when I'm still hungry, be content. I have learned that when I didn't yet have any dessert, be content. These are basic Christian principles. They're not for the super Christians. They're for anybody that says, hey, I want to be a Christ follower. It's like, okay, we're going to learn to be content even when the temperature's not just right, even when we didn't get enough to eat. And don't hear me saying that this is easy. No, I'm saying it's hard. This is difficult. So you better apply things like accountability and devotional time and things like that to live this way. But once we begin to walk this out and live in a way that we deny ourselves, hey, I need help with this. I have areas in my life that if I don't have help and accountability and encouragement, I don't do well. And this one with people with their weight, and they're like, I don't know, I gained my weight back. Well, how about, did you deny yourself? Are you okay with denying yourself? Does that even make any sense to you? Once it does, and you're like, oh, aren't you going to have dessert? No, I'm not going to have dessert. You're not going to have any cookies? No, I'm not going to have any cookies. Well, why not? It's just a basic principle. I don't need to be eating all that stuff. Then I carry around 50 or 80 or 100 pounds. I'm like, what kind of diet do I need? You really don't need one. You just need to be content. You just need to be content eating enough to weigh 150 instead of you eat enough to weigh 250. Basic stuff. Pastor Kurt reached out to me and said, I need to meet with you. I want to go through this. He did it. He lost 80-something pounds. He's in an amazing place, an amazing transformation. I'm looking at a picture of him now, before and after, that, Paul, maybe we can post that and show you. But he, in going through this process, one day he said to me, he said, Joe, I believe God has called me to a lifestyle of fasting. He didn't say he believed God called everybody to that. He said him. Who wants to have a lifestyle of fasting? People that I talk to, most of them have been through maybe a 24-hour fast. They get that. Maybe they enjoyed aspects of it. But they're not thinking a lifestyle of it. But when you think about a normal Christian principled life, there is a lifestyle of denying yourself. You don't just do everything you want to do, and you apply that to food. And then we don't gain the weight back. I don't mean to oversimplify that, because it's not easy. It takes commitment and you believing things that are true. And what I'm telling you is true, that it makes sense not to just eat it because it was offered to you. If you need help with it, you ought to click the link below and join our next group. We'd love to have you in it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. We provide a new video every week. This is not easy stuff, but it's stuff you're responsible for. You should do it. We need to get it done. Trainer Joe, helping you train your brain and transform your body.